Hi peoples, Billy the Crayon here with TGN, and I am bringing you uh, some gameplay of The Hunter, and this is going to be, at minimum, a 1 hour video, possibly longer. This is a video that was requested by Manectric100, I believe the name is. And he says, like, he has a request of doing an hour-long video of me playing this game. So, and then he says, if I can, ha ha. uh, I think that's a little rib at the fact that I couldn't upload any more than 15-minute videos, which that has changed. I can upload those now, so ha ha to you. But anyways, so yeah, that's what I'm planning on. I'm going to show you here. I've started out here. This is the Darkwood Lodge. This is one of the two starting points that you can start out with. There's this one, and then there's this one down here. I forget the name. I forget the name of this one though. But yeah, I start here because I've found some really good game here. Just up this road here a little ways, I've found two monster elk bulls one time. One of them is, but yeah, those were huge. Over here, I like to call this area here the Elk River because I find elk here all the time. Usually cow elk, the females. Over here, though, in this little area here, I've found like 5 or 6 elk bulls one time, and I took every single one of them down. It took a bit of tracking and everything, but I ended up taking them down. Persistence paid off. That video will be up at some point. I'm not sure. Probably before this one. But down in this little area here, and as well as up this, I think like right here actually, this part of this river here, and maybe right here, I've seen quite a few whitetail, and right now we still have a competition for whitetail, so that's what I'm going for. I'm gonna go down south here. I found some whitetail and some moose down in this particular area, so I'm gonna work my way down here and then along here. So yeah, that's my plan. Now I'm going to show you here. I'm at the lodge here so I can check my loadout. I'm going to show you what I'm bringing along with me here. Now I have with me my .300 bolt action rifle, and that is with the 3-9 by 40 millimeter scope and 10 rounds of ammunition. This is my compound bow. I guess it's called Snakebite. And these are the standard broadhead arrows. I brought 20 of those. I'm also, like I say, I'm looking for elk, or not elk. I'm looking for moose, so I have my moose collar with me. I have a deer bleat and a deer grunt collar. And I have my binoculars, which I will be putting in here. And I also have range finders, which I can use as well. And I use those at a certain spot. I have an elk bugle collar, because there's a lot of elk in this area. And that's basically what I'm bringing along for that stuff. I brought some camping supplies, some wind indicator, and I'm bringing my tree stand and my ground blind. I don't really use these too much. I'm starting to use the tree stand more, but it's really tricky to get it to work out because unlike reality where deer and stuff you can kind of predict specific paths that they might take to certain areas, like between a watering hole and an area where they'll feed a lot, things like that. Because of that, like, you need to use calls and things like that to call them over. But yeah, that's what I'm bringing with me on this hunt. And I'm mainly going to be favoring the bow over the rifle, but I have that for certain things. Like right now there's 4 different competitions that I'm entered in. One is for the moose, the highest scoring moose with any weapon. That might be over tonight, actually. Same with a lot of these. I'm also looking for a whitetail, highest scoring and longest average. Well, the longest average distance one's over with, because I already have all of have more than 3 harvests for that, and I've lost that. But right now it's high scoring. The highest scoring whitetail buck with any weapon is what I'm going for that one. And in another 6 hours, I will be that competition will end, and a new whitetail competition where it's just a highest scoring whitetail with a bow. So I'm going to be using the bow for that, and I like to practice up with the bow for that. Black bear, I don't think we'll see any black bears along this route, but the highest scoring bear with a bow, that's another competition. And the last one is black-tailed deer. I need to get a heart shot on a black-tail buck with no scope and no bow. So when I see one of those, then I'm gonna have to take the scope off of this and try to take him down. So that is the plan. I also have a digital camera here. I bring that just so when I find a really nice buck, then I can take a picture of it after I kill it, or even before I kill it if I wanted. But anyway, so we're going to head south here, and I don't like traveling north here, or especially northeast, for one particular reason, which I might be able to show you here. See let's look at this tree here, and you'll see the leaves coming off of it, and the wind is taking these leaves in the northeast direction. From here, they almost always fall they're always getting blown to the northeast. So that is very important because of your scent. You actually give off a scent in this game, and animals can pick up on that, and then it can like spook them or make them aware of your presence. So you kind of want to make sure that they stay away from your scent trail. So traveling south and looking south for an animal is a way of doing that. Now, one thing I got to make sure to do is, every time I start, I like to get around in this right away, because I don't want to be fumbling with that. Or I don't want to get that out and not be ready to use it. So, but yeah, I can expect this to be a fairly boring video. You see, the problem with hunting games is right now I'm basically looking for an animal, and they don't necessarily want to be found. So I have to listen and maybe hear an animal, or I might be able to find a trail somewhere, or some tracks from an animal, and I can follow that to an animal. And a lot of people will crawl during this phase. I don't like crawling the entire game, and it's something that I don't do. But once I find a trail, or I hear an animal and I'm approaching that animal, then I'm always going to crouch down, and I'll be crouched and just kind of crouching along the entire way. And then once I get even closer, then I have to start like going prone and everything, because stealth is very important in this game. But yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to work it right now. Depending on how long it takes me to actually find an animal, I might start the 1 hour starting from when I start tracking an animal. So, yeah. And I also want to make sure to find a good animal too, like a good sized buck is what I usually like to go for. And in this particular hunting area, it's mainly all four-legged, horny animals. Like, and that's the thing. That's the way I like my prey. I like my prey like I like my prey the way I like my women. Horny with a huge rack. But yeah, but you won't find any feral hogs or pheasants or turkeys or coyotes on this map. It's mainly all your different various types of deer, except for mule deer. And you'll find some bears up north usually. So, yeah. I consider moose and elk in the deer family, even though I know they call them bulls and cows instead of like bucks and does. But yeah. So like just yesterday, I found a whitetail down in this particular area right here, and she was calling out for a ways, but yeah, I found like a few whitetail kind. Oh, we just heard a grunt from a whitetail, and he is right at where this road turns, kind of. About there, yeah, that's good. So now we're going to crouch, and we're going to try to approach this animal. We know it's male because the way it's a grunt instead of a bleat. And that's the thing, like you can tell the difference between male and female deer in this game, so you want to use that to your advantage. But right now the big thing is I want to try to locate him. Once I actually can see him, then I can and see where he's going and everything, then I can start to plan on how I'm going to take him out. So this is the part here where it starts to kind of get interesting because you know there's a deer in the area, you know generally where he is, and now it's getting to him. And this is the part here, like tracking, and I need to remain stealthy now. Things like that. The better you are at being stealthy and tracking your prey and everything, then and the more patience you have with it, then the better your shot is going to be, which is very important. And the better your shot is, like the better shot you take, and you hit him in the right position with the right weapon and all that stuff, then the easier your recovery is going to be, where you find the animal and harvest him. So yeah, because there's times where I've taken some bad shots, especially with the bow. It's very easy with the bow. But I've taken some bad shots before, and I paid for it. Oh, I think I see him right there. That's our buck. He's no champion buck or anything. But that's him. And now what I'm going to do, since I know exactly where he is, I don't need the binoculars anymore. Binoculars have better range than the rangefinder, but the rangefinder is very important, especially when bow hunting, because I need to be able to tell how far away he is. Like right now, he's 114 meters away. And he's coming kind of in this direction, but not really. So I want to try to stay on this side of him and keep trying to like flank him. I'm keeping him in my southwest, which is good because the wind is blowing in the northeast. So there's no way he can. It's going to be extremely difficult to get him in my scent pattern. So I'm not really worried too much about that. And plus, I have I have the special clothing on from the store that makes it so that you don't give off a scent as much. Like it's not. It reduces the amount of scent that you give off when going against like deer and stuff like that. So, and there is that type of technology in reality too. It's called the scent blocker technology. So it's not something that's just made up for the game. But yeah, now I'm having trouble finding this deer. I think he's behind these bushes somewhere. Might have kind of moved on. I'm not sure. But I gotta watch going forward anymore too. I'm pretty sure last I seen him he was over on this side of the road. I don't know. But I just lost him, which is bad. There's a possibility I might have spooked him, but that is a very small possibility right now. But I think he just wandered somewhere, and I just didn't see where he went. But I thought he was heading in this direction, kind of. But I need to wait. And it's also one thing I've learned in a situation like this is you do not want to use your collar, because like he could be behind me right now, and if I use my collar, then he'll start coming towards me, and he'll walk right in behind me, and I'd be screwed. But right now, this is, oh, I think he just called. Good. We're back on his trail here. He didn't get too far, but now he's up in the northeast. So I want to make sure that he doesn't completely like go full circle and end up in my scent pattern. Which, like, I've never really had an issue with like the with them sniffing me out before. But I know that the bigger animals can easily do that, and there is our animal. Good 63 meters away. So right now he's behind this tree, he's not looking in my direction, but I really have to be careful here because he could turn at any time. And they usually do, they'll turn on me, and like right now. Every time I'm bow hunting, this happens. And they start heading towards me, kind of. And then I have to, like, hide. But right now I'm thinking I gotta get a little bit lower until I can kind of catch up to him. He's going in a good direction. Okay, now he's kind of turning off, but alright, I almost had him in an optimal position. Alright, if I can get him to stop with his flank to me and not behind these trees, then I might be able to get a good shot on him. Alright, here we go. And he started moving. And he's looking at me again. It's also good to know that when you're using your bow, you automatically go to crouching which is not good. But, like, because you cannot use a bow while you're prone. So, right now he's 31 meters away. I like to keep him around 40, but that's totally up to him. And that tree is blocking this awesome shot right now, kind of. Don't want to hit that. He's a nice distance away. He's oblivious to me being here. Oh man, I gotta go for it. Here we go. And he's off. I think I pegged him in a pretty good spot. Might have been a little high. It might have just went right into his shoulder and not actually pierce a lung. But we'll find out soon enough. So he went up this way. So another thing too that I like to do is, just because I'm still new at this and my tracking is low, is I try to click on every one of these that I can find. There's the 830 plane that flies overhead all the time. Same time guaranteed every single every time. Alright, I already looked at them. This way, here we are. Okay. Bright red blood. That's a good sign. It means I pierced a lung. I know I didn't hit him in. If I hit him in the heart, then they usually just drop on the spot. But what you want to try to go for is hitting a lung, which means he probably will be passed out over this hill here. Looks like he went pretty far. Made it a pretty... Ooh. That we will be going for next. But for now, we want to harvest our deer. There he is. I know he wouldn't have made it too far. I believe our moose tracks are up here somewhere too. Alright, let's see here. Not a bad looking rack. Nothing major. Okay, I did miss his shoulder there, it looks like, so. Got his lung. Like I say, he's only small, but it's something that I shot. I found a deer I found on camera while trying to do this in an hour and everything, so it works out. And this is what I brought the camera for, so I can get these nice trophy shots. It's not much of a trophy, but what have you. And the game always slows down when it's uploading that picture, but yeah. Now let's start heading towards that moose, which we need to. We're looking for high-scoring mooses of with any weapon. So. And yeah, right now, because we have no idea where this moose is, I'm going to switch back to my binoculars, because I find they give you much better range. Now, last time I heard him, he's around this lake somewhere. So we're going to try to sneak up on that lake. Just the other side of this lake, too, is a hunting tower kind of thing. And it's up on an elevated position. It gives a really beautiful shot of this lake, but it's a little far off right now, and it's not bow hunting, so I gotta keep an eye out here along this road too, just because you never know, he might end up. Wait, I think I see him. No, that's or wait, no, that's. Yeah, that looks like him. Or at least it's a moose. It's no trophy moose, but it's a moose. Just also keep an eye out here, just because you never know what you might find him with a few different moose, and you always want to look for that trophy in amongst the herd. But all right, we're on his trail, and he's heading in the opposite. He's heading in the. He's going in the same direction we're going, so we can kind of follow him from here. Hopefully, he doesn't like turn around on us and spot us. And moose are tough too. You don't want them spotting you when you're at a position, because they will charge you and they will kill you. And that was a female deer that I'm not going to respond to, because that's not what we're looking for right now. Sometimes I will respond to them, like if I'm not tracking something else at the time, then I'll go after the, I'll find the female moose, or like the female deer or whatever, just to see, because sometimes they will have, they'll have more with them. Sometimes they'll even have a buck with them, so. Yeah, so far this isn't going too bad. About 20-25 minutes into the video, we get a kill, so I'd say that's pretty good. I don't. Don't quite see him here. There he is. He just turned. He's going to the right now. So I have to keep an eye out for that. I'm going to try to get the high ground up here. So, because I don't want him getting the high ground and surprising the hell out of me. There he is. About 100 meters, 113 meters away. Let's mark that. That's a male whitetail. Get an idea of where he is. Alright, we'll head up to that spot and try to track him down after we take care of our moose friend here. I think I see an animal here. Okay, yeah, that's him. Alright, he's coming kind of in this direction, so he's going to lay down here, kind of wait for him. Because if he's going to come to me, then that's fine. I'll be a lazy bastard and just wait for him. Alright, let's... how close is he now? I want to get in a little bit closer here and get more of a flank on him. These guys are easy to spook, and you don't know how they're going to react when they are spooked. Alright, how close are we now? Pretty good. There we go. Let's it's moving nice and slowly like they always do, but and he's looks like he's down. Looks like we got him. Whew. So far, 2 very successful hunts. I've never had this much luck with the bow before. I mean, usually I hit in a bad spot or they see me coming. Something like that. It usually doesn't go this well. So I gotta say, this is really going good right now. And he's heading... Oh, I just lost where my where I heard that whitetail from, but he was heading in that direction anyways, because I believe it was up over this little ridge here that you see on the map. So we might be heading towards him. So and I'm not sure if that's heart and lung blood or not. The moose, I think I don't really have the tracking to be able to see that. But usually it's bright red blood you look for. If it's darker blood... Okay, now I've reached tracking level 3. Let's see if the next patch of blood here tells me anything different. No. Maybe it's just for the deer that it shows that. And another thing I'm worried about is he might have spooked off our buck that we've heard over here. He is down. That is awesome. That's a different buck. Because it said new trail found. And it didn't say that it was like a previous trail. So that is a completely different animal. The other one sounded like he had a little more oomph to him, like he was a little more manlier though, so might go for him instead. But it's just too bad he's laying on the arrow wound here, but he's definitely a small one, not worth any points. But look at those nice pearly whites on him. But let's harvest him here. Got him in the right lung. Only small. And I'm not going to take a picture of him. And that is that. We're going to take a quick little look around here, see if we can find a trail on our original buck that we heard over in this area. And we'll head up towards the other one. This is going... and I just gotta say, like, this is going really well. Usually, when I start playing this, well, quite a bit of the times anyways, not always, but I can go a full hour without even seeing any signs or hearing a deer or anything. So just the fact that this quickly we've bagged 2 animals and we're on the trail of 2 more is just amazing. Let's take a look here. Nothing just yet. Alright, we'll start heading towards our red dot, which we've just heard a buck from earlier, so... And right now we are in a bad position here because we are downwind from them. And I don't have any scent blocker spray. I haven't bought any of that stuff. I'm trying not to really buy too much from the game, like the cash store. The microtransactions, I guess you could say. Now we heard them up on this little hill here, so we'll probably see a sign of them once we get up here. Alright, we have... This is the position here. I wish I kind of knew the effects of the rain. Like if it actually changes your scent pattern or anything like that, or whatnot. I know that learning from the military, from my time in the military, at least against soldiers, like men, you can move faster when it's raining heavily like this because they can hear less. And that is also true in this game. Like, I can barely hear calls sometimes when it's raining this hard, so... Let's see, his poop is telling me he is somewhere within that solid circle that you see on the... Wait, I think I see him. That looks like him. Not a very good rack on him at all, but if you can stop and keep in that direction that he's heading in now, then we might have another kill here for you. Here we go. Missed. That should have scared him, though. I don't care. Fuck. Didn't even fizz him. Okay, here we go. Damn it. Come on, young buck. Damn it! He moved! This is not good. I think I might have hit him in the leg, in the hind leg. I definitely did not get a lung. But, we might be tracking this guy down for a bit. Alright, need to find a blood trail here. Hopefully this is one here. But I know I hit him. I just didn't hit him in a good spot because he ended up moving on me and I rushed the shot. Yeah, when the blood says it's like from the body, then that could mean anything. But I don't think I hit him in a good spot, so... Hopefully he doesn't get too far. Can't believe I missed that first shot, too. Alright, and this is what you don't like to see in this game. Okay, good. Sometimes, like, you don't know, they might turn off into, like, God knows what direction. And then, like, you keep going straight, like, following their last known line of travel. And then you miss the trail where he, like, travels off in a different direction. But I knew we couldn't have a perfect hunt for the entire hour. But this is what happens when you take a bad shot, is you can spend a long time here tracking this guy down. Like, have you seen my Nice Racks Part 2? There was an elk there that I hit in a bet. I think I hit him in his leg, and he he took me for a freaking ride. Like he took me for a hike. I had to go very far before I could find him. But yeah. Well, at least I will get my whitetail tracking up a little bit. Once you hit your tracking level 5, from my understanding, you can tell, it'll tell you what the tracks are, if they're male or female, and things like that. And plus you can like kind of see them from further, so... Also make sure, also don't want to make sure to check down this hill here, because they just keel over and die, then they could like slide down the hill and shit, so... Got the trail over here. Yeah, I'm trying to remain slow right now, because if he is like just... if he comes to a stop around this corner somewheres, then... and then I catch up to him and he hears me coming, then he's just gonna bolt. But it looks like we're getting a lot more, a lot of trails here. In past experience, that usually means that he's like starting to die. Like right here, he's no longer fleeing, he's just roaming, so he's a little more calm now. And he'll probably be dead up around here somewheres. Maybe. Hopefully. Probably not. But maybe. I'm going to take a look out here. See if I can see any sign of them. But yeah, bow hunting takes a lot of skill. I don't recommend it until you bag a good few amount of a good few deer, anyways, or a few animals. Just until you like get the hang of the game and everything, and get the hang of stalking your prey and stuff like that, because that stuff is extremely important. Like right now, I'm not seeing any sign of him at all, which tells me he might have turned up the hill here. So if I don't see anything beyond these bushes here, then that's what I'm going to assume has happened. And this is the part of the game too where you kind of want to make sure you get it right, because like you want to track this animal down, because if you don't, then you don't get credit for it, and you get this nasty message on the website, like from this Doc. It's just like an NPC that you're like it's in your friends list kind of a thing. And he sends a message about the importance of bagging the animal and like harvesting them properly and everything. Like if you injure an animal, so it's nothing like major, nothing like it's not like you actually lose anything in the game or anything like that. It just kind of looks bad. I believe our last trail was like right around here. Wait. So you could be dead anywheres around here too. That was the last trail we found right there, I think. Ah, here we are. And I think that's our deer. Yep. Found him. He was going this way on us, and then, like I say, he came up this hill here, and he just died up the road here, so. Yeah, and when you're better at this tracking thing, then it really helps. You just wait right there. And yeah, I shot him in the hind leg. Looks like right at the bottom of the leg too. That's just terrible. So that's that one. That's 4 animals, and it's almost been an hour. I'm going to keep going here anyways, just because it's been pretty damn good so far, so, I mean, why not? And there was another buck, I'm pretty sure I heard a different buck down here before we shot that moose, so I'm going to go take a look, see if I can pick up his trail. I'll give it a few minutes anyways, see if I can, and if not, then oh well, we did pretty damn good anyways, considering. I mean, we didn't even need to use any collars or anything like that. We've shot all of our animals before they even knew I was there. And that's very important when hunting moose as well. If you're hunting moose, if they spot you, and you shoot at them, there's a good possibility that they might charge right at you and try to take you head on. So, and once that happens, you're pretty much either dead, or you might be lucky enough to dodge them and get some shots in. But so far, I gotta say it's been a very successful bow hunt. I didn't get anything. I didn't get any trophy animals or anything, but I say we did pretty good considering. I mean, for an hour of gameplay and getting this good a result is pretty awesome. So yeah, leave a comment, guys. Let me know what you think of this. You see, one of the problems I have with, like, recording non-stop like this, almost in, I suppose you could call this a Let's Play format, where it's just non-stop showing you everything that happens, like, throughout my trip and all that stuff. The boring and the good and all that. I just think that it doesn't make for, like, the greatest video, but I'm not sure. Like, it's not very action oriented, and there's nothing happening when I'm just, like, wandering through the woods here, especially right now when I don't have any prey that I'm currently tracking or anything. Once the tracking starts, it can get interesting, though. I don't know. So what do you think? Should I just do it, like, non-stop raw footage like this? Should I, like, cut out the boring bits and just get to, like, the action? Should I do what I've been doing, where I'll show you, like, some key points where I start tracking, things like that, different directions that we're going, when I finally spot them, any traps that I set up, things like that? Or should I, like, just do, like, raw footage as soon as I start tracking? Or yeah, let me know what you think. Alright, the last one I've, like, before I heard this one call, I heard one call from down in this direction here. So we shall check that out. Time to get rid of this, these rangefinders. Pick up the binoculars. One of the things I also find it's pretty fun to have happen in this is when you start tracking an animal, and then you find like 5 or 6 of them all in a herd, and you, like, kind of have your pickings. Like, even if it's just all does and you don't want to shoot any of them, just the fact that you see them there and everything, it's pretty cool. Yeah, most of the competitions that I've entered in so far, I've gotten a kill for each one, and like I've gotten something entered into it, but I haven't been able to find too many black-tailed deer, and the competition for that is killing black-tailed deer with a heart shot from a weapon using iron sights. So without using a scope and without using bows or anything like that. So I'd like to find one of those, but I'm not sure where there might be like a heavy concentration of them. Like right around this area is like I found what 3 whitetails so far, possibly 4. So this is a pretty good whitetail spot, and find the odd moose here. Like I have my spot where I like to hunt elk, and where I've usually found those at, and stuff like that. I know moose are more heavily concentrated near the other spawn point, the other lodge. So yeah, but I haven't really found the good spot for blacktails yet. We have a trail. A white-tailed deer, I bet. Yep. Now, he's probably long gone from here, so I'm probably going to be tracking for a long time. But this is one of the steps of the game. So. So right now, like it doesn't show like the arcs of where he was traveling. So I usually just generally go in the direction of like the last two tracks. So he was still going in this direction when he had his poop. So we're gonna keep going in this direction, and hopefully we'll find a third track soon. Aha. So it usually works out like that. And what was that? Aha. So we're going to abandon this trail because we don't even know if it's male or female yet. And this one, it says I rediscovered this trail, and it's a different trail from the one we were just tracking. And so this is a different animal. And hold on. Thought I heard something. Sounded like a deer trotting towards me or something. But yeah, we're gonna follow this guy. It says here that he might be on that little island between, like, right in this river here. So I'm gonna check that out. So let's see here. Hopefully he's on that island and he's not planning on leaving it anytime soon, but The only problem with down here is that it, like with islands, they are going to be, it's going to be harder to approach it. What the hell? That's a sleeping doe. Fuck! He's heading toward, she's heading towards my, target. Man, that sucks. Alright, let's see here. No sign just yet. And yeah, on the other side of this river is where I've also found a fair amount of whitetail activity. Like just along this open spot right here. Down there. Yeah, I was not expecting to run into that sleeping animal there. Look at that. There we are. There he is. He's coming back across too. I don't want to move from this position, but alright, this is going to be a tough kill. 79. It's bigger than the last one, that's for sure. Right now, like, see all this open area makes this really difficult to approach this guy. I'm thinking I may actually call him up here. See if I can get his attention. But at the same time, that is a really dangerous thing to do when bow hunting and stuff. Especially where he is. It won't take him too long to get to me, but let me see here. Alright. Let's try the grub. Or no, he's a small guy. I'm not sure how these work, but I think right now maybe the bleat call will work on him more. Let me see if I can spot him again, just to make sure I have his position. Right there, okay. So I'm going to call him from right here. And it looks like he's heading towards this area, so now it's time to like, kind of get out of here. I'm going to use this ridge line here. Hopefully he'll follow it in that direction and keep going towards that. And when I pop, I can maybe pop up here and get a good flanking position on him. If this works out, then this is like one of the most brilliant plans I've ever thought up. Right now, the big... Okay, he's still coming. This is working like a charm. If I can get him to like stop right there, that would be perfect, but of course I don't see him stopping. Okay. Keep an eye on him. Slowing down, and he's down. Yes! Oh man, that was the perfect trap. That is how you use the collar, and that's how you be stealthy. Look at that bright red blood. That means I got him in the lung. Oh man, that is awesome. I've never seen that work so well before. Like usually when I call an animal, like they'll start coming towards me and I have nowheres to go. I'm just so happy that that ridge was there and I could like crawl along it and keep out of his line of sight and get a good flanking position on him and just bang him in the side. Oh, that is awesome. That totally makes up for my last failure there. Because this was an awesome shot. Is he still alive? Nah, he finally died. Got him right in the lung. Terrible score. He's only a small guy, but let's see if I can see the arrow. Yeah, got him right there, just behind the leg. And that's usually where I like to hit. Maybe sometimes a little bit lower here, like just right in the kind of like in the pit, kind of, or like in that rib cage. But yeah, I'm not gonna take a picture of him. But yeah, guys, that was 5 successful harvests, and I don't think this could have gone any better than this. That was just awesome. Let me know what you think, guys. How you guys think that was, this hunt? Do you want to see more like this, or you want me to kind of chop it up a little bit next time, or whatever? You like to see these long hunts, or do you want to just see the highlights, basically, is what I need to figure out. But yeah, that's that. I'm going to end the hunt here and get this uploaded as soon as I can. And until next time, guys, happy hunting.